Under the winter snow lies Ukraine's black earth, known here as Chernozem. It's highly fertile and is what makes this country a major player in global agriculture markets. Here at Agro Complex, a 2-hour drive from Kiev, about 18,000 tons of corn, wheat, rye, soya, barley and sunflower are produced every year.
Because we are in a state of war, we had to switch suppliers. We used to rely on Russia for spare parts, fertilizer and diesel. We also faced problems because of the occupation of Donbass and Crimea. So if there is a full-scale invasion, it will be a disaster for everyone, but we can't focus on this now.
About 70% of each year's harvest heads to the Black Sea port of Odessa, and from there to consumers around the world. Ukraine is one of the major exporters of grain in the world. Actually, this farm alone exports about 70% of its production. So any disruption here could have a huge impact on global distribution and supply. Last year, Ukraine produced about 100 million tons of grain. Only 25% went to the local market. The rest made its way to Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Ukraine's wheat accounts for half of all wheat consumed in Lebanon, 43% in Libya, and 22% in Yemen. And Ukrainian barley represents nearly 100% of Saudi Arabia's barley imports and about 50% of Egypt's needs. Some of these countries are economically battered and already suffer food shortages. Prices went up due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the threat of war means that these staples may soon cost even more.
The last 3 weeks, more and more concern is that some logistic companies, international companies, they're afraid to go to Ukrainian Black Sea ports because they are telling that, look, there is military vessels waiting the war to start, and if you go there, so we can lose our facilities, etc., etc.
Over the past 20 years, Ukrainian harvest boosted the country's role as a global breadbasket. Much of the focus is on energy supplies, while talk of an imminent war is already biting at the country's economy. But the threat to Ukraine's grain exports could pose a great risk to global food security. Hoda Abdel-Hamid, Al Jazeera, Zhytomyr Oblast, Ukraine.